Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I would like to share a little unboxing with you guys. Now what is in here is not super fancy and it's not really super special, but it's a knife that I used to own and I loved so many things about it. I just needed to move it along for funds for, future things. But an opportunity presented itself in the form of a wonderful knife designer, Dylan Mallory. He has a knife collection, of course, being a knife designer, and he was just selling some random stuff. And on Instagram, I went ahead and purchased a particular model that he was selling, and we're gonna go ahead and just open this guy up. So this right here is actually going to be this was my carry today, and it has been for a couple days. It is absolutely incredible. This is the Griffin Knife Co. I believe the Griffin knives. Scout the 3.5. One word to describe this is absolute. This thing is just freaking insane. I've definitely been enjoying this quite a bit, taking it to work. While it is a large item, being 3.5 and weighing basically half a ton, it's not that cumbersome to use. I'm able to whip it out pretty quickly and cut what I need to cut, and that's it. So I love the pocket clip too. It goes in and out of the pocket pretty easily. Just want to make sure there's nothing else in here, just a bunch of peanuts. Cool. All right, we got a Wii knife. It's definitely an old one. So we get some stickers. Let's get here. That's not important. Stickers are important to this channel because I enjoy stickers. Cool. I like it. I believe this is the Forest. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a model that I would definitely like to get my hands on. It just hasn't been, a particular variation hasn't been available at the time when money was available and other things were piquing my interest, I suppose. But it's still something that's absolutely on my radar for sure. If I can maybe just snag one at a good price on NAFSA, that would be pretty cool. I've seen them every once in a while. They're rare, but most of the time people are trying to get a little bit more than what they paid for them. So that's whatever. You guys know where that conversation ends up at, in the gutter, honestly. So this is a Wii Knives Subjugator, and it has a flipper tab delete. So this is a modification that he did himself. All he did was he just disassembled it and ground off the flipper tab, allowing for maximum ergonomics, and I freaking love it. This is something that I wanted to do on my particular unit, and I just, honestly, at the time that I had the knife, excuse me, I thought I had to sneeze, a little stuffy right now. At the time that I owned the knife, I didn't have the confidence to go and take a Dremel to it or any sort of take it to the grinder or anything like that, because I just didn't have the confidence in doing that. But I've already done little minor modifications on knives in my current collection, and I have a little bit more confidence when it comes to some light modification work. Now, I've always loved the look of the Subjugator. I just thought that the flipper tab was an absolute eyesore. This fixes that. And he sold this to me for an incredible price. You're not going to get a Wii at all for what he was selling this for, which I think is really awesome. So now this is going to be definitely a hard user, a knife that I'm just going to throw around because it's just so plain and simple, and with a rather good bit of flat to this drop point. It's a good looking spear point, drop point looking, with all the good things that Wii has to offer before they started going crazy with all these different types of fancy designs and just cracked out this, that, and the other. This was back when Wii was just doing simple, well-made. And that's really it. That's why I wanted to get this. I wanted to get the feel of this thing back in hand, because I remember I did have a good bit of time using this, and when I saw that this particular variation it turns out to be the exact same colorway that I used to have, and I don't mind that this is ground and it looks, exposed with the raw steel there. I can care less. This is a modified knife. It's definitely a knife that's been heavily used, and I could care less because it was sold to me so freaking cheap. But there are plenty of great qualities. There's still plenty of life to the knife as is. Solid lockup, side to side, nothing up or down, not going anywhere. And the pivot is beautiful. That's something that I absolutely love about WE knives, is that, well, a lot of other knife companies that charge significantly more for their knives, even nowadays, they always tend to have a little bit of wiggle within the pivot. Even on some, recent expensive purchases that I've made, I've noticed that while they check the boxes on damn near everything else, the one tiny little thing that just kind of doesn't get too much attention in is actual pivot lash, actual movement within the pivot. But this thing is great for what it is, so it's gonna definitely serve a good purpose. I'm probably actually going to strip this thing down and just use this for I guess anodizing practice. So that's I need some knives in my collection as, I suppose, sacrificial pieces, because I would like to start doing more anodization work and maybe not completely open up a custom shop, because I'm still very limited on what I can do at the moment. But just basic anodizing, nothing fancy. I don't have the ability to do like crazy finishes or any particular stone washing like what you see here. This is a factory stone wash from WE. So what I figured that they probably do is they anodize it to, well, it's probably like a bead blast that they do, seeing how like dull the actual base color is, and then they go ahead, throw it into a tumbler with some, I suppose, coarser media, gives it a bunch of little hairline scratches, and then they go and just dip anodize it again at the same voltage as before, and that's where you get that little sheen, all those little scratches. They look like gold fleck all over, and they did the same exact voltage for all the hardware there. So, but you can definitely change that up. You just got to make sure that it's really clean. I'm probably just going to strip everything down and just do a typical finish of what I'm currently capable of, just to really make this thing my own. I'm not gonna upgrade the pocket clip. It's perfect for what it is. I remember this was going in and out of the pocket relatively easily with no hang up or anything like that. One thing that I did enjoy about this knife is that this was probably one of the more heavier duty knives that I owned at the time, and I thought that this thing was just super badass. There's zero internal milling, and I thought that that was just really cool because they're just slabs of titanium, and it feels dense. Like it's a long skinny boy, but because the blade is ground, the way that it's shaped, the flat is relatively tall. This was an incredible cutter. It really was. Whether you're back here or now in the modified forward finger position, it's just freaking excellent. This was an excellent model, and I wish that excuse me. I would wish that we would do some stuff like this again. Now that we know that WE is capable of incredible designs, right? Really cool stuff. I kind of wish that they would bring back some of the simpler stuff that's still made really, really well, because that's something that I personally, and I believe that a good bit of people would actually like, because WEs feel quite different, at least to me. WE knives feel a whole lot more premium than a lot of other stuff in a similar price range. That's just me, and maybe some designs are a little bit different. Like this guy actually has the garage stops, so that's cool. Not a lot of other companies are doing that. Well, it's a design idea that's been around for a while and implemented on so many different designs and manufactured like all over the place. It's not as common as you would think. Now, it gives this thing a feeling of absolute solidity, which is just incredible, something that I do enjoy about it. I would like to see more simple stuff coming from WE again, and at a reasonable price point. They got their crazy stuff. Now let's start doing some simple stuff again. Just chill with the pricing. Imagine if they came out with something that looked quite similar to this, but they were asking $300 something for it. Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly. Definitely not. But let's say they did something similar to this, maybe a sheep's footy kind of blade, but a simple handle, no crazy inlays, no super intricate milling, maybe some contouring, that'd be cool, or a specialty milled clip, that'd be nice. But if it was floating around 225, 230, you know, somewhere well underneath 250, I think a lot of people would actually like that. So now, would it, you know, last super long when it comes to production time and how long it'd be made? Because that's something that we typically see with WE knives, is that at the beginning of the year, you see all the new crazy models coming out, all the different designs and who they're working with. And then at the end of the year, everything's being discontinued and sold for as cheap as possible, just to get it out of the warehouse and just sitting there because it didn't sell as well as I thought, because they're testing the waters. WE has been doing a lot of crazy ass stuff lately, and really a lot of the stuff hasn't piqued my interest. Now, it has piqued plenty of other people's interest, but me in particular, I enjoyed WE when they just made solid as hell good working knives. Now they have their fantasy stuff as well, you know, their crazy weird looking stuff that's not super practical, but I've always kind of went back and forth, but mainly sticking on the side of things that are just practical. But I love that it's made well. That's something that I absolutely enjoy, and that's really like one of their slogans, isn't it? Like, "We made better" or something like that. It's probably like on their packaging somewhere, but I swear that's probably one of their slogans. That's really it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave me a like down below. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support and your patience, of course. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I put more videos and content coming you guys this way. And with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.